All right, good morning, everybody. Morning. It's nearly month end. Welcome to DuePoint. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in on our live stream around the country. We've got a much greater audience around the country. You are our live studio audience. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. We started a little bit late, so I apologize for that, but I commit to being finished before 11. So we'll be done. So if you have to get somewhere else, don't worry, we'll finish on time. So I'll be spending the next 45 minutes with you. If you have any questions, reserve them for after the presentation. You're welcome to come speak to me, ask me anything that you might have. If you have any admin requirements, we've got some client service here this morning that can help you with any queries that you might have. Make sure those cell phones are off or silent. All right, so let's begin. Okay. So as you can see, DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia was founded in 1952. We are a registered insurance company. That means we are regulated by the Financial Services Board in South Africa. This is Constantia's building in the background. They're based just down the road from us here in Randburg, so we don't share offices with them. That's their branding, if you can see it from the back, little orange logo. You won't recognize their branding because they've never dealt with the consumer public before. For the first time through DuePoint, Constantia is now in the public eye. Typically, they've only dealt with other insurance companies, other UMAs, other FSPs. Okay? The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there, 31111. That again is very important. You'll notice in the foyer, if you looked above the water cooler, we've got all these certificates up on the wall. Those are our Financial Services Board licenses. So take a look at those. We've got a license to operate in the long and short-term insurance market. We've got a FSP license and investment license. We've put up our accreditation with the direct marketing and the direct selling associations. We take credibility very seriously. I understand as brand new guests to this business that you need to trust the business we're going to be speaking about. Right? Those certificates are our stamp of credibility. You can go do a background check on us on the internet. You can go do some investigating. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. All right? The management and executives are these individuals up on screen now. The three people on the far left are all registered chartered accountants, starting with Mr. Benfield. He is our senior executive. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because he's been involved in insurance his entire life since the day he was born, because his father is a professor of insurance. So Dr. Brian Benfield is a professor of insurance. He taught at Wits for 25 years. He founded Clientele Life, I think in the 80s. He founded the IFA. They've launched businesses in Europe successfully, similar to this. They've helped launch businesses in Australia. They've had a lot of success in the space. Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. They're both accountants. They both got involved in the insurance business. And together as a family, they founded Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD, which is the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country at the moment in the space of just over a decade. So we're very lucky to have Brendan heading up this business. He's got so much experience in the space. Tim and Stacey, they look after the auditing, the accounting, the financial, and some of the regulatory requirements in our business. Tim is very experienced in corporate banking. He was with the First Rand Group for about 15 years. He reported directly to the CEO and the board of executives there. Stacey, she's been working in auditing all her career. She worked in South Africa as well as overseas in Luxembourg in Europe before she returned to South Africa and joined the team here at DuePoint. So those are the boring accountants. Then myself and Jane, we're the non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in referral network marketing. She's actually from the UK. So if you speak to her, she's always in reception. She'll always welcome you if you come here during the week. She's got a Yorkshire accent. You'll notice that, right? So she doesn't have a lisp. She's from another country with a different accent. She's been in South Africa for about 10 years, and her experience is fundamental to our business because even though we're an insurance business, our growth is very much predicated on our ability to work within the network marketing space, right? And Jane brings all of that experience to this team. Myself, I've been working in advertising for over 20 years. I've ran my own digital agency for 15 of those years. I'll touch on why I left that business, because I walked away from the business with nothing, right? But I still deemed it a success. So I'll touch on that. But this is the team. Our mandate as staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us in collaboration with this business. Every single one of you, I will support you. I want to see you profitable. I want to see you effective, because as a business, I can only be profitable if you are doing well. And so it's in my interest to see you do well. And so I will do everything that supports you. Everything that we invest in this business is geared to support you in achieving in this business. Okay? So that's a bit of background on us and the business. Very quickly, we have to appreciate the circumstance that we find ourselves in. So I'm not going to tell you the circumstance that you find yourselves in, but generally, if we look at the economy, we can see it is in a state of disrepair at the moment. There's a little bit of hope on the horizon, but these things aren't going to fix themselves very quickly, right? We've got very high inflation in this country. Our cost of living is accelerating far beyond what our salaries are increasing by, right? So you can tell that for yourself. If you haven't got a 6-7% raise in your salary every single year for the last 7 years, your salary is actually devalued against what the cost of living is today. Because cost of living is inflating by 5% at the moment. It was 7%, dropped to 6%, now it's sitting at 5%. You'll feel that in your pocket every month, right? You go, oh, groceries are getting more expensive, more expensive, more expenses. Come end of financial year, your boss says, sorry, the economy's not doing great. No raises for anyone this year. Right? That's the personal finance position that most of us find ourselves in. We make the mistake of engaging in debt instruments to try and remedy the situation. We are criticized as an economy that people engage far too much in debt instruments and not enough in investments. We are trying to band-aid this gap between what our salaries are and what the cost of living is. But it actually exacerbates our position. It deepens us into this debt cycle that we find ourselves in. And it really comes to a head when you get to retirement. Most of us turn a blind eye to what retirement looks like. But I'll give you some numbers about what retirement looks like for the majority of this country. 3% of our population get to retirement financially independent. That means they can support themselves once they get to retirement. They've done enough in the last 40 to 45 years to cement a dignified retirement for themselves. Where does that leave the 97% of the population? It leaves us in a position that they call financially dependent. It means you get to retirement, you haven't done enough in terms of savings and investing over the 40, 45 years that you've been working, and now you have to find another job for some of us. Some of us might get away with just downscaling our lifestyle, so you might have to sell the house, do whatever you need to do to survive on whatever you're able to derive as an income once you're retired. You become dependent on family members and on children. That's what happens for the majority of us. This presentation is about changing that prospect. I don't want you to be part of the 97%. At the moment, pretty much everyone in the room is part of the 97%. There may be 1 or 2 people in the audience that are saving 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 rand a month to get to that position. Right? You need to ask yourself your question, what does retirement look like? People don't know. I'm amazed by this. But then I look at myself. I didn't know. I just put money into a retirement fund, but I never knew what the retirement fund was actually going to look like when I got to retirement. So to give you an idea, if you save 800 rand a month for 40 years, you'll have saved 1 million rand. That's just a quick snapshot of what retirement planning looks like. Save 800 rand a month. Anyone under the age of 25 here? Time is on your side. Save 800 rand a month. You joke. You want to use time. You don't even realize it, but you are blessed. Do not turn a blind eye to the gift that you've been given in terms of time. 800 rand a month for 40 years, you've been in a position where you've saved 1 million rand. 1 million rand will derive 5,000 rand in interest every month. Can you live on 5,000 rand a month once you're retired? You can? That's the first gentleman that I've seen nod his head ever. Yes, I can live on 5,000 rand a month. Okay. You can't live on 5,000 rand a month. And so you need to be saving more than 800 rand a month, right? So I'm just going to put that in your minds before we carry on with the presentation. All right, so out of all of this negativity, as a business, we saw an opportunity to create a platform for the average South African to be able to engage in to change the circumstance for themselves. So we call it the DuePoint system. It was launched to the month 2 years ago. So our little division is now 2 years old in the Constantia group, and we have certain aspirations for the people in this business. I like to speak to these aspirations because it goes beyond just earning money. You came here this morning thinking, I'm here to earn more money. I want to make money. Right? But money is just a means to an end. You have to know what that end is in mind to earn the money. So the aspirations we have for people in the business, because this business is about changing lives. You do that through creating wealth. But the first thing you have to do before you create wealth is get rid of that debt. Everyone is indebted. Again, there might be 1 or 2 people that don't have debt. The majority of us are indebted, right? We have debt. You cannot create wealth, you cannot become wealthy if you owe other people money. You can't. And so our first aspiration get rid of the debt. The second aspiration is to create wealth. We create wealth through the ownership of assets and investments that appreciate, right? So getting rid of the debt now empowers you to start investing and buying assets. And then the third aspiration, which is just a general one, but it's the product of those two first aspirations, is to be happier. Not a single smile on the face of anyone in the audience. Sure, you all need this business badly, right? We just want to be happier. I don't want to be stressed at the end of the month. I don't want to have to listen to some guy telling me about retirement and start worrying about it now. I arrived at the presentation quite happy. Now I realize that I'm not going to have such a good retirement. Now I'm stressed. I want to take that stress away. The business is designed to take that stress away. I want to make you and your family happier, right? And those are the aspirations we have for people in this business. How does the business work? Our guests here this morning, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. You will contract, so you will enter into contract with DuePoint. We call you wealth engineers when you join this business. And as wealth engineers, you have one single task, and that is to build what we call channels of distribution, right? Channels of distribution. I'll show you what one of them look like. But basically, it is you connecting people to DuePoint, and our online platform will facilitate the sale of products to those people that you introduce to us. If that process happens successfully, you will derive benefit out of this business. You will create an additional income stream for yourself. But it's not just any old income stream. It is recurring income. This is very important, because if there's two ways to earn income, active income and passive income, you want the passive income, recurring income. My father had a brilliant description of it when I was a little boy. I remember it when I started doing this presentation. I remember my dad used to speak about that. He spoke about getting into business that paid you while you were sleeping. I had no idea what he was talking about. I was only 12 when he told me. He's a miner. He has to dig gold out the ground every single hour of the day. They've got shifts that run through every single hour of the day. 3 in the morning, there are people digging gold. 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, midnight. They are digging gold out the ground because that's the only way they can derive income. If they pull gold out of the ground in February, doesn't mean they earn anything in March. They've got to pull the gold out of the ground in March. That is active income. He told me, don't get involved in business like that. Get involved in business that pays you while you're sleeping. Create recurring income. You do that by building up an asset. Building a channel of distribution in this business is building an asset. That asset will pay you out in recurring income. What does that mean? That means the effort that you spend building a channel of distribution in February doesn't only pay you in February. It'll pay you again in March. You can do work in February and sit on your bum in March and do nothing, and the business will pay you. And in April, you get paid again. In May, you'll get paid again. Right? We've got plenty of examples of people that have joined this business, built up their channel of distribution, and then walked away for who knows what reason, but it happens. Right? Human nature. They walked away, and they are still earning. A year down the line, they are still earning because they are making money while they are sleeping. This is a benefit that is probably one of the most important benefits in our business, is the ability to create recurring income. The power duplication. We have built the system to take advantage of what we call leverage. Leverage is the ability to multiply yourself. It is the same process that your boss is taking advantage to make more money than you're making. The boss is at the top of the pile. He's got everyone else called employees that he is leveraging, right? In this business, you get to take advantage of a similar benefit. You get to go out when you build these channels of distribution, is find other people that you connect to the business that will collaborate with you, and you will benefit from their efforts. So if you're able to find 20 people that do the same thing as you do every day, investing time in this business, you've just multiplied yourself by 20 times. You can earn a lot more if you multiply yourself in this business, right? So that's leverage. Flexi time. You can do the business whenever you feel like it. If it's just Saturday mornings, you can do the business Saturday mornings. If it's only between 6 and 7 during the week, you can do it between 6 and 7 during the week. We've got people that do the business before 6 a.m. every morning. Come into the morning, pull the report. There's people that joined at 5 a.m., midnight, 1 in the morning. You can do the business whenever you feel like it. But if you want to be successful, keep yourself accountable to doing this business when you don't feel like it. When you do something when you only feel like it, that's called a New Year's resolution or a hobby. This is neither. Right? This is a business opportunity, an entrepreneurial, authentic business opportunity. You want to be successful, you've got to do it when you don't feel like it. But you can choose what that looks like. No startup capital. We don't have registration fees in this business. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy to get started in this business. And so we make the business as risk-free as possible. It becomes more accessible to everybody. Right? We're not trying to burden you. We're trying to empower you. No qualifications or experience required. That's notable because we work in financial services. No one can work in financial services unless you've got a list of qualifications like this and you've done all the FSB exams. You can't. But we've separated you from the product side of our business. That allows you to engage in a business like this, enjoy the benefits without having to drop your CV off at reception. I'm always interested, did anyone bring their CVs with them this morning? Nobody. No one ever brings their CVs. That's a great thing. The most important benefit on the slide is the ability to build an asset, right? The asset is what pays the recurring income. But know that this asset that you're building is one that you have legal tender over. It means you own the channel of distribution that you're building. That means you can sell it, right? It's got intrinsic asset value. You can sell it. We've had wealth engineers sell channels throughout the year for various reasons. It means that it'll keep paying you once you retire, right? This is not a prospect we're going to enjoy as employees. When you retire, your income, gone. But because you own an asset, it'll carry on paying you beyond retirement. It'll carry on paying beyond death. This will get treated as an asset in your estate. You can cede it onto your beneficiaries. Instead of passing debt onto your children, you can pass wealth onto your children, right? And so I'm hoping that because of this benefit, you will be happy to sacrifice time and invest time into this thing that you're building, that you have ownership over. There's no selling involved in our business. So we have stripped away any obligation for you to sell. You don't have to sell. You don't have to talk about our products to build your channel of distribution. Anyone want to sell product on the weekends? No one? Okay, I've got a good audience. Right? There's no selling involved in our business. This is a great thing. Who wants to sell product to people, to friends on the weekends? Right? No one wants to do that. The nature of our products, though, are financial in nature, and that has benefit too. Because our products are financial, they're not tangible. Like I said, there's no boxes of product. You don't have to invest 5,000 Rand in buying vitamins and milkshakes, bringing your uncle's bucky to load up all the boxes and then try sell the stuff before it expires. Right? Big benefit. Big benefit. We take care of all the collections on your behalf so that you can focus on just building a channel of distribution and creating this recurring income. So those are the benefits of the business. But how do you become successful? How do you build a channel of distribution? You're simply going to go out and connect people to this business. I will do all the work from there. You connect people to this business opportunity. You're not talking about product. You're not trying to sell anything. You're going out and suggesting to people there's an opportunity to build recurring income with an asset that they have ownership over. This is probably the number one attractive commodity that exists in South Africa today, is financial opportunity. That's what you're going to connect people to. And hopefully they'll tune into the live stream, or they'll watch one of the videos on the USB stick that you have on your laptop, or you'll tune in to our live stream. There's many ways to watch this video. You can come to head office, and I will do all the work. And if you do that, and that process happens successfully, and these people decide to partake as wealth engineers, they take out one of our products, that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And that's the only process you have to duplicate every single day, is speak to people. That's all you need to do. Connect people to the opportunity. When that starts to happen, these people here that you introduce to the business will go out and do the same thing. They want to change their lives too. They want to build their own channels of distribution. And that's where the power duplication and leverage comes into the business. This is most certainly the thing you want to take advantage of. Would you rather earn 100% off of your sole efforts or 1% off of 100 people's efforts? The latter, right? Would you rather be a salesperson working for their own commission or be the boss of 100 salespeople earning commission from all of them? The latter, right? The leverage in our system allows you to do that, because those people go out and you have this power duplication, you have this growth that organically takes place in your business, whether you even like it or not. Your channel will grow beyond your efforts. We've got numerous examples of it happening. Numerous examples. Right? So if you go onto YouTube, go listen to Tim's presentation he gave last weekend. He's got case studies of people that have joined us throughout the last 2 years. Like I said, they've joined the business, they've walked away. And unbeknown to them, their channels have exploded. People have lost hundreds of thousands of rands of recurring income because they walked away. They didn't even know it. They didn't appreciate the way the system was built. Right? So this is what a channel of distribution looks like. The thing you've got to note is that you need to bring quality people in. Picture yourself as the CEO, the MD. If I go out and I build a business and I'm the CEO, do you think I put a gazebo up on the street corner and say, anyone looking for work, financial opportunity, just come sign up here. I'm building my board of executives. No, I know exactly who I'm inviting. I'm purposeful in that discerning moment, the discerning decision of the people that I want to bring into my business. I want to bring in resourceful people that I think will thrive in this business. Those are the people you bring in. Because if you do that, that behavior, that discernership will duplicate into your business. Because my hope is that you will build a quality, a sustainable channel. If you build a sustainable channel, it is a channel that you don't have to nurse or rebuild, right? Because these people will stick around and they'll keep working. That'll empower you to one day be in a position where you can walk away from employment and you can take a 3-month holiday because we're paying you recurring income. You can take a 3-month holiday with your family and know that DuePoint will pay you a return every month while you're on the beach. That's my hope for people in this business, right? It's such a mind shift from employment, right? We just don't have that employment. You get 15 days leave minimum. If you're lucky, if you're an executive, maybe you get 24 days leave a year. Right? There's a lot more that's on the table. So that's a channel of distribution. You'll be warned. So a couple of you might have arrived thinking, been invited to this presentation. Maybe it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Maybe it's a pyramid scheme, right? You can be honest. Don't know who DuePoint is. Might have been fearful. I'll remind you, I hope I allayed that fear at the beginning of the presentation. We are probably one of the most regulated businesses in the country. We've got the FSB that scrutinizes us on a daily basis. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We are nearly 70 years old. We've got boring, fuddy-duddy actuaries and accountants working in our business, right? They're generally very reputable people. Well, maybe that's a bit of a flaky sentence, but knowing some of the accountants in the country. But you should have that fear allayed. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is an authentic entrepreneurial business opportunity that we are extending to members of the public to empower themselves, to change themselves. Very easily, we could have just adopted a growth model like Prime Meridian Direct does. Prime Meridian Direct just spends money on advertising. That's it. That's how they grow. We've decided to empower people. That's one of our visions, is to empower community. Right? I could very easily just spend money at SABC and DSTV, advertise there and get business through them. But that's not how we've adopted the business. At the same time, Brendan and myself will never profess that you can be successful quickly or easily. That's a get-rich-quick scheme, right? That's what we think a get-rich-quick scheme is. But get-rich-quick schemes are like gambling, right? Would you trust anyone on YouTube that's been in prison that's from Russia that says, put 10,000 Rand here and I'll double it next week? Some people are going, I lost a bit of money there. I'm not going to put my hand up now. It happens. It paints a picture of how desperate we are as a society with regards to our personal finance, that we're willing to take a chance like that. We're not one of those businesses. Brendan and myself, we will always talk about working hard and consistently in this business to be successful. To be successful in any endeavor in life requires that. Success never comes easily, right? And so my hope is that you will commit to that process, right, if you want that success badly enough. And so, because we've adopted this approach, right, we have to facilitate the sale of products through our online platform. It happens in the application process. So we've got 3 products that we expose everyone to in the application form. They are all financial in nature. So the benefits financial in nature on all 3 products. They are very straightforward products. Access Wealth is our first product. Access Wealth is an investment product. It's 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand will get invested into a tax-free investment fund. So we take full advantage of the tax-free legislation that exists in South Africa, right? Which means you won't be taxed on the proceeds, the growth in this investment fund. On top of that, we give you 120,000 rands worth of personal accident cover with this investment. So you'll have the investment, but you'll also be covered to the extent of 120,000 rand of benefit. That means if you have this investment, you're killed in a car accident, for example, we pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 rand. We paid out 100% of our legitimate claims last year. Unfortunately, people died in the business, right? But at least they had the benefit of the cover that they had through this product. Okay? So this is Access Wealth, the first product. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. So there's no investment arm on it. This is purely insurance. It's 299 rand a month, but this time you get 1.2 million rands worth of personal accident cover. Now note that I say personal accident cover. I don't call it life insurance. I don't call it funeral cover or a funeral plan, because this product doesn't cover you in the event of death through illness or natural causes. Why would we do that? You might be thinking, well, that's a disadvantage. No, it isn't. It isn't certainly not a disadvantage when you're growing this business, because personal accident cover I can offer to every single person in this room, and the premium will not change, and you'll get the full amount of cover, because we don't profile you with regards to your risk, with regards to your health. Right? So you can be 75 years old, you can be diabetic, I can still give you the cover for $299. Try get life insurance if you're 75 years old and you have cancer. Not going to get it. This product is accessible to everybody. Everybody. Where traditionally people that have got health issues have been marginalized. Right? This product takes that marginalization away. Okay, so this is Wealth Guard, our insurance product. The third product is called Wealth Points. Now, Wealth Points has the aim of saving you money on the money that you spend anyway every month. So if you look at the list of partners that we have there, look at the list of companies, I bet you spend money at least one of those partners, right? Because we've got data partners, everyone uses data, we've got grocery, we've got online retailers, we've got beauty and health partners, we've got car manufacturers. You spend money there at least with one of those partners. If you're a Wealth Points member, for 299 rand a month, you get to enjoy discounts that we've negotiated with the partners. So, for example, always on Wi-Fi data, they've got about 2,500 hotspots around the country. When I see Tim, I get worried and come in and say there's something wrong with the live stream. Always on Wi-Fi data, if you go buy a gig of data from them, typically, they're going to charge you 100 rand for a gig of data. But if you're a Wealth Points member, they'll only charge you 37 rand. See the discount there? So the discounts vary with every partner. If you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is an awesome product to have. So those are the three products. If you have any questions around them, come speak to me. If you want more information, go to our website. There's a page of information for each product. And if you want a really in-depth review, so as wealth engineers, not as product owners, as wealth engineers, if you want to know the products really well, go watch our product training on the products. Go to YouTube, go look under products, you'll see there's a training seminar on each product. Go watch that. It's about 15 to 20 minutes long for each product. It'll tell you everything you need to know about the products. We have a new Wealth Points partner. So in the Wealth Points, we've got those list of partners, those companies. We're always adding to it. And this month, we've brought in a new partner. So it's very exciting for us. This is the new partner. Yeah. I'll take a Range Rover with a discount, right? We got great plans for you guys. We want everyone to have a Range Rover here in DuePoint, right? So we got Jaguar Land Rover Santon. They have promised to give us the best service to our Wealth Points members, and they will give you the best price. They will beat any price on a Jaguar Land Rover. They've got brand new cars as well as the pre-owned cars. They're just down the road on Rivonia Road. They're next to McDonald's, between Holly Davidson and McDonald's. So that's our new Wealth Points partner. As I said, we're always adding new partners to this program all the time. All right. Okay, so quickly to explain, like I said, typical insurance company like PMD down the road spend a lot of money on advertising, right? That's the way they grow their business. They spend money at SABC, they fly to advert, calls come into the call center closes the deals, right? At DuePoint, we don't do any advertising. We don't spend a cent on marketing or advertising. You won't see a DuePoint logo outside of this building. Instead, we rely on our wealth engineers to go tell people to connect them to DuePoint. And so we don't have to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends on advertising every year. We can take that portion of our budget. So all we do is we reassign the budget from marketing and advertising to our returns and rewards program to to the benefit of our wealth engineers. And that's how our business model works, to sum it up very quickly. Okay, so there are two ways to earn in our business. Let's get on to the money. How do I earn in this business? Two ways. One is through our returns program. The second way is through our rewards program. So there's two programs, return and rewards. The returns program is the ability to make the recurring income. It is the most important way to earn money in this business, is through the returns program. This is your primary focus. We pay a base return fee of £27.50 for every product that lands up in your qualified channel, right? So remember the first 5 individuals you introduced to the business? They became wealth engineers. They took out one of our products. Those people lie on your first point. And on your first point, you get paid double the £27.50. You are now earning £55 for every product. Remember, it's recurring income. Not once off, not only in February, every single month going forward. Right? £55 every product every month. Those people go out and they build up your second point, right? That's product that's 2 points away from you. On your second point, again, you get paid £55. And then as the product gets further and further away from you, you see the multiplier starts to drop. At the 8th point, so if you built your channel up to 8 points wide, the multiplier sits at 4% of the £27.50. But what's important to note is that we don't limit you at 0.8. You will keep earning beyond 0.8, 4%. In theory, into infinity. We've got wealth engineers at 0.30 already in their qualified channels, right? They potentially earn all the way up to that point. We don't limit you on how big your channel can get, and there's no limit on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. No limitation. It is completely up to you. The onus falls squarely on your shoulders. You want to build a bigger channel? It is up to you. This is the mechanics of our returns. The next question often is, well, how much money do people earn in this business? Give me an idea. So we built a projection. We call it the path to success. It is a projection over the next 60 months, 5 years, of what someone could earn if they build at a certain growth formula. The growth formula we call 3 plus 2, right? So it says in your first month you can bring 3 people into the business. And then every consecutive month thereafter you only have to bring in 2. So in February, for example, you'll bring in 3 people. In March you have to bring in 2. April 2, May 2. 2 into perpetuity every single month. It's just an example. It's just an example. If you can follow that growth formula, you can expect to earn these returns. R2,500 after 6 months. Who's willing to work for 6 months to earn R2,500 a month? Just got a lazy audience here. But that's the response I want, because I'm going to give you a lesson now. I'm going to give you a lesson to the value of money. You want to earn more, you can earn more. But in this example, at 3 plus 2, you're going to be earning R2,500 after 6 months. But I love the reaction that people want more, right? You're not happy with R2,500. But I'm going to paint a little picture for you that illustrates the value of money. Conversely against what we all think of money like. We all think like consumers. Right? I'm just generalizing, don't take it personally. I do the same thing. We think like consumers. Think back to Black Friday. Woo, what I'm going to buy, everything's on discount, right? Mall of Africa is overwhelmed. Everyone wants to spend their money. If I give you R2,500, what are you going to do with it? I bet you're going to spend it. I bet you're going to spend it. But if you start thinking differently, because for me personally, I don't just want to empower people by creating financial opportunity. I want to empower people by getting them to understand the real value of money. The way we can leverage money by empowering ourselves, right? And it is not by spending. It isn't. So if I get to R2,500, everyone has got debt in the room. So here's an example of someone with R1 million debt. They owe the bank R1 million because they bonded their house. They didn't have the R1 million. They asked the bank for a loan. The bank said, okay, credit record's okay, you're earning enough, I'll give you the bond, but you're going to pay me back at prime plus 2, R11,500 for the next 20 years. So if I find this house at the age I am now at 40, I'm going to be paying that house off until I'm 60 years old. My last installment will be when I'm 60. I'll only become a homeowner once I'm retired. Right? But at the age of 40, I joined DuePoint. 6 months later, I'm earning this measly R2,500. Oh, what can you buy with R2,500? But instead of spending it, remember our first aspiration, at the beginning of the presentation, I said our first aspiration to create wealth is first get rid of your debt. So I take the money and I put it into my debt. I put it into my bond as an additional payment. I will reduce the term of the bond from 20 years to 11 and a half years. I've nearly halved the term of my bond. I'll become a homeowner at the age of 51. So you might think, well, so what? Right? You're paying extra, surely you're going to pay it off faster. But you know what it does to your interest payments? Do you know how much money that 2,500 rand will save you? It'll save you nearly 1 million rand. 2,500 rand a month for 11 years will save you 1 million rand. It is almost equatable to the value of the asset that you financed in the first place. The value of money is very differently to how we see it. If you think of somebody that's trying to create wealth, someone who's entrepreneurial, they don't think of money in terms of spending power. Paying your debt off is the same as investing money. It's the same thing, right? Pay your debt off faster. At month 12, you're earning in excess of 100,000 rand in annual recurring income. Who took home a 100,000 rand check for Christmas this year? Bonus. Nobody? Who's willing to work for 12 months to take home a 100,000 rand check this Christmas? Okay, a little more than you, right? A little more this time. Okay, I'm working on you. Don't worry, I'm going to have all of you in before the end of the presentation. That's at month 12. Remember, I said it's a 60-month projection. At month 24, you're earning now 30,000 rand a month, almost. Stuff the check every year. A 30,000 rand check every month. How does that look like in your household? Okay, now we're getting excited, right? Don't worry, I'm going to lose you because the number's going to get too big. It's going to get too big. At month 36, you're earning nearly 50,000 rand a month. At month 30, I've got another illustration of empowering yourself by paying your debt off faster. Because at month 30, you're earning 36,000 rand. You're faced with a decision. For me, personally, I'll share you. I'll share the anxiety that I have to deal with, right? At month 30, if I'm earning 36,000 rand, I will be extremely tempted to buy a brand new Porsche. Not cash, I've got to finance it for 5 years, right? But 36,000 rand will afford me a 2 million rand car. Do you know how many cars there are that sit at the 2 million rand price mark? Whew, getting expensive, huh? Or I could do a very boring thing and put the money into my 5 million rand bond. I could pay my house off faster. How will my friends know that I'm successful if I'm still driving a Polo but paying my bond off faster? Shouldn't I buy the Porsche rather? Then everyone knows I'm successful. We laugh, right? But that's the peer, that's the societal pressure that is with us constantly. And that's the decision we make daily. What do I do with the money? If you put it into a bond, you'll pay that 5 million rand house off in less than 7 years. At the age of 47, I'll become a homeowner. And now I get to invest, buy assets. So I decide, okay, property sounds like a good investment. I go buy another 5 million rand house and I pay that off at the age of 54. I buy a third 5 million rand house and I pay that off at the age of 61. I'm now retired, but I'm earning in passive income because those two property assets are creating recurring passive income. I'm living in a 5 million rand house that I paid off 14 years ago. And I'm renting 2 other properties out for 60,000, 70,000 rand a month, plus what DuePoint's still paying me. That's the retirement I want. It requires a decision 21 years before you get to enjoy the fruits of that labor. That decision to not take the Porsche. Oh, but the Porsche is so nice. Porsche is so nice, right? My dream was to own a Porsche from the age of 5. Decisions, constant decisions we have to make. At month 48, you're earning nearly 70,000 rand a month. At month 60, you've created for yourself in excess of 1 million rand in recurring income. Imagine coming home with a 1 million rand check. That's 6 zeros every Christmas. But I've lost most of you. You're thinking, no chance, this guy is trying to trick us with this accountant projection path to success that he's come up with, right? It's only academic. It's academic, it's theory. It's an Excel spreadsheet that has projected what people could earn. And the projection actually takes into account people that don't build the business, people that don't pay their premiums, takes into account all that stuff we deal with as an insurance company. But you can still get to 1 million rand after 5 years. And you might believe it or not. But I've got wealth engineers doing this growth formula. I've got wealth engineers doing more than this growth formula. I've also got wealth engineers doing less than the growth formula. And we invite them up onto stage every single month to share their experience of the business with you, right? So Mike and Vilna, they've been involved in the business since the day we launched it. So we launched it on the 6th of February 2 years ago. They're sitting at 10,000 rand a month. That was the value of their business in January. It's probably a little bigger now. But they're sitting at 10,000 rand a month after 2 years. Remember, our growth formula projected you to be at 27,000 Rand after 2 years. Now you might be thinking, these people, why did they carry on? Their time is more valuable than that, right? No one wanted to work for 6 months to get to 2,500 Rand. There were 3 people here somewhere. The rest of you were like, keep it. Keep it. You're going to have to ask yourself a very serious question. And this is something that everyone turns a blind eye to it, but we can't. Unfortunately, we're not taught economics or finances at school. You're not. There's no financial retirement subject at school, right? But it's probably one of the most important subjects in life, because when you get to retirement, you're going to have to look at your retirement fund and say, this is how much money I saved, this is how much interest it's going to pay me that I need to survive on till the age of 90 when I die. How much money do you have to have in your retirement fund to earn 10,000 Rand a month? Because that's what they're earning. They're earning 10,000 Rand a month. How much do you have to have in your retirement fund to earn yourself 10,000 Rand a month? If you don't know the answer to this question, you better figure it out this weekend, because you're setting yourself up, right? You don't want to realize it 2 years before retirement. I'm challenging you now. Figure it out. I'm going to tell you, you need 2 million Rand in a bank account. If you're not earning or saving 1,600 Rand a month for the next 40 years, you're not going to have that 2 million Rand. You better figure out a way to survive on less than 10,000 Rand a month. The value of money again. They've created for themselves in the space of 24 months the equivalent of having 2 million Rand in cash sitting in an investment. Is it worth their time? Yeah, we've got Spongile. She's a gogo. She joined a year ago. She's sitting at almost 13,000 Rand a month. She doesn't know how to use these cell phones, all these fancy apps that these young people are talking about. But she goes out and does the business by speaking to people. She said, at funerals and weddings. And I laughed at a very funny thing she said. She said, after all the 6 different colors of food have been served, then she goes and speaks to people. Right? That was her impression of weddings and funerals. Yeah, we got Rena and Malcolm. Rena and Malcolm, again, been in the business for 2 years. The value of their channel sitting at nearly 30,000 Rand a month. You can do 3 plus 2. You can do more than 3 plus 2. It is up to you. I don't make that decision for you. You make the decision for yourself. You decide what you're thinking about the rest of the day, what you're going to focus on, what you're going to do. I'm saying it's on the table for you. It's there to take. Regardless of your background, your experience, whether you've got matric or not matric, whether you've got corporate experience, whether you're a housewife, it doesn't matter. Whether you're a go-go, doesn't matter. It's on the table for you to take. We've got thousands of wealth engineers joining this business every single month, deciding what they want to take off the table. Right? This is our returns program. The ability to create recurring income. It is empowering. It is not active income. Your salary is active income. It has limitations. This is recurring income through our returns program. How do you get started in this business? Well, first you need to make a decision. The decision I like to sum up, and I've been criticized for this. People say, oh, that's a bit negative. People aren't going to join if you talk about the negative stuff. It's realistic. The decision you need to make is, if you want the stuff on the table, are you willing to endure the work that it takes? Elon Musk summed it up. Remember the picture of the ballerina's feet? You might be thinking, what the hell has he got a ballerina on the slide for? Right? The 2 ballerina feet. One was with a pretty ballet pump wrapped on the foot. So if you go to the State Theatre and you watch the ballet, you see the ballerinas with a pretty ballet pump on. But if you take that ballet pump off, that ballet shoe, you take it off, you will find a nasty foot underneath there. One that has gone through everything it takes to become a professional dancer. And in any entrepreneurial activity takes the same thing. You might have a successful entrepreneur friend that's driving a nice car, they're married to a good-looking spouse, the dog looks nice, the house looks nice, everything looks nice. Right? That's us from the outside looking at successful entrepreneurship. But behind the scenes, I can tell you, that person is stressed. They've worked long hours. They've done what it takes. They've probably invested life savings, all their time into that business. Right? That's what it takes. That's the decision for me. Everyone wants a 1 million Rand check for Christmas. Everybody. Are you willing to talk to someone every day about DuePoint to make it happen? That's the decision. To get started, very simple. Read our code of conduct. It is our contract with you that defines what you can and cannot do as a wealth engineer. Register as a wealth engineer. That takes 7 minutes on our website, right? Very quickly. But then, most importantly, anyone can become a wealth engineer, but you've done nothing. You have to apply yourself to the business. Watch our online training. Before you got here this morning, at 9 o'clock this morning, we were doing training on the most important aspects of our business, returns and rewards, which we're discussing now. There is an hour training seminar on those two subjects. Right? Go watch our training on YouTube. It's all there for you. You can watch it at any time of the day. Set goals for yourself. It's the most underestimated task in business and in life. People don't set goals for themselves. If you're laid back like me, I'm not one of these goal-setting A-type people, right? I'm married to one of those people. For me, I'm not one of those people. But it is. It's a very important task to set goals for yourself. You're placing a stick in the sand and saying, that's where I want to get to. It gives you direction. It is the only way you can strategize a plan, is to first have a goal. So do that for yourself. Let your imagination run wild in that process. And then the simple task of speaking to people. This business is so simple. You're not selling. You don't have to talk about products. You don't have to talk about anything. You just have to tell people there's this business opportunity that exists with a company that's 70 years old, regulated by the Financial Services Board, creates recurring income for you, and their products are financial that take care of everything for you. Are you interested? If they're interested, you put them in front of me. I'll do everything. Right? But you have to talk to somebody every single day. Get merchandise. These are tools to empower you to build your channels faster. Business cards for me are foremost. If I meet you in the street, I'm going to say, where are your business cards? Right? Because this business, any business, is about credibility always. If someone comes up to you to propose anything to them, in a split second, you are making a call on how credible that person is. Whether it's the president of the country or whether it's a friend coming to tell you about a business opportunity. You sum them up in seconds, right? Business cards increase your credibility. Dressing nicely increases your credibility. Behaving professionally increases your credibility. Right? These are all tools to help you build your channel. USB sticks are great. All our videos are on there. The pins are for people that earn money in this business. You can't buy a pin unless you're earning money in our business. So if you're going to go ask advice from anyone, don't go to the people without pins. Those are our 0+0 club. They don't know how to earn money yet. Go to the people with the pins. And the bigger and the brighter the pin is, the more successful and more experienced they are in the business. So get a pin the moment you become qualified. Never let your cell phone die. We've got notepads, we've got the caps, and the pens. It's all on display in the cabinet. Everything is available here today. Register on our YouTube channel. We've got 500 videos there waiting for you, a wealth of knowledge, so that you can become a professional in this business. It'll tell you every time we start a live stream to the entire country. That's your ability to spread your business into any town in this country without having to go there. Download our mobile app. It works on Android and Apple devices. It is your primary business tool. That app will tell you whether you're making money while you're sleeping. Because you'll wake up in the morning and you'll see whether your channel's increased or not. If your channel's increased, your recurring income is going to go up. It reflects everything in real time, what's happening in your business. So download the mobile app. That's very important. Some don'ts that you need to consider. You need resources to thrive in this business, unfortunately. We've designed the business to be as risk-free as possible, but if you can't afford one of our products, this business will probably become a burden to you. If you cannot afford the product, the resources required in the business will become a burden to you. We don't want to burden the burdened. Right? The business is targeted to people that can afford the product and thrive in this business. You need access, and you need to be able to afford the internet. Right? Nothing is printed. There are no printed forms. There are no brochures in our business. Nothing exists offline in our business. Everything is online. You can do everything remotely. If you struggle with transport, that's not ideal, because this business, even though we've invested so much in technology, is still a one-on-one business. It is still about a relationship. When I prospect, when I present myself to people, it's about a personal connection that I have with people. Right? That's how you're going to build your business. Don't ever complete a DuePoint application form on behalf of somebody else. This is breaking FSB regulation. You're breaking the law. It is fraudulent. You cannot write someone's details down and say, oh, don't worry, Gogo, I'm going to do it for you later tonight. You're breaking the law. The person that's applying as a wealth engineer has to do the application form themselves. Don't add direct family members that live in your household into your channel. We call it an anti-stacking rule. It's not allowed. If you've got family members that are outside of your household, they can join your channel. If they live with you, they can't join your channel. They have to join someone else's channel if they really want to be in the business. Okay? Black and white rule. Don't start your own DuePoint Facebook page. Oh, my word. I did myself the disservice on Friday morning of searching on Facebook for DuePoint. We've got a company that's contracted to search for people. So I don't have to do it, but I get the report. But I decided to do it for this morning's training. And I had just strings of search results of people that have started DuePoint Facebook pages, DuePoint Johannesburg, DuePoint Products, DuePoint Investment, DuePoint International. I didn't know we went international. Supposedly we have. Right? Again, it is fraudulent. You cannot advertise, market, or publicize DuePoint, our products, our subsidiaries, or our third parties on any form of media. Any form of media. You're not allowed to. You're breaking the law. We suspend you immediately. And we find you like that on the internet. We search, we find you, we suspend you. Don't say it, lead wealth engineers, anywhere unassisted. This talks about the personal relationship you need to have with your prospects. Treat everyone with dignity. Be professional always in your regard of prospecting. Right? It'll help your business if you're more professional, if you treat everyone professionally. The problem arose when we had people coming in to our offices saying, I met Bob on Facebook, and he said Rob or Brendan will take care of me while I'm here. Who sent you? I don't know, a guy Bob on Facebook. Now, that's not the way to conduct this business. Okay. So those are don'ts. Some incentives. So we run something called the Wealth Quest every single month. This is to get you a little excited. Right? To get you off the ground further, to give you more benefit every single month. Every single month we run a wealth quest. It's different every single month. February's is called the Triple Lightning Qualifier. If you can go out and get 3 people to join your business, and if you can support them well enough that they can get 3 people each, right? So that's 12 people in total in the month of February. If everyone pays their product successfully, at the end of February, you'll get to choose between a brand new iPhone or an iPad or a 49-inch LED smart TV of your own, and we'll give you 3,000 XP. That's just for February's work, right? You'll have, if you do this quest, you'll be earning in recurring income over 600 Rand a month in recurring income. That's how quickly you'll have set yourself up in this business, right? So this is this month's Wealth Quest. Tell All Tuesday. This is something that we run every single month. Tell All Tuesday is the intro presentation like this where we invite wealth engineers up on stage to tell their experience of the business, to share with you their experience. And it's not all rosy. You get guys that come and say, I didn't believe this business for the first few months. But in the end, it's always a success story because we bring up successful people. Some are doing less than 3 plus 2. Some are doing 3 plus 2. Some are doing more than 3 plus 2. It is our most effective presentation. If you are going to bring people to head office or tune into the live stream, do it on Tell All Tuesday. This weekend, find as many people as you can to show them Tell All Tuesday. Because they don't believe me. They believe the people that are in the business. Right? There's more credibility coming from people that are outside the business. Okay? So that's happening on Tuesday. So be aware of that. The second way, so remember we discussed creating recurring income. That's our returns program. There's a second program called the XP Rewards program. The XP Rewards program rewards you with the success you have in our business, beyond just paying you income. So when you start out in this business, you will start earning XP. We call it XP because it stands for experience points. You earn XP by doing different things. If you come to a presentation, if you bring guests, if you do a home presentation, if you log into the app, by doing all these things, 20 different things, you earn XP. And when you start earning more and more XP and your business starts to grow, you get rewards along the way, right? So if you start out, you'll start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer because you're not important to us. You see? You're not on the slide. But to get to rank 1, you only need 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. When you meet those 2 criteria, you become rank 1 and we give you a 55 Rand reward at the end of the month. Once off. It's not recurring. Once off. You don't see that 55 Rand again. Go buy a piece of cake, celebrate. Early success. Because if you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 20. The activity is exactly the same. As you start to rank up, the rewards get bigger and better. There's a 20,000 and a 50,000 Rand check waiting for you. At rank 5, we give you a special little USB stick that's got all our videos on. It's a great stick because it plugs into anything. Android, Apple devices, tablets, phones, computers, laptops, TVs even, right? Patrick and Pumi can show the DuePoint opportunity regardless of what device they have on them. At rank 7, you get premium, luxury business cards. Go take a look at them in the merchandise cabinet. They cost us 12,500 Rand to manufacture for 1 set. You get 1,000 cards when you get to rank 7. They are like gold because there's no ink on those cards, only gold. Only gold. The sides are gilded in gold. The logo is foiled in gold. Only gold. 4 times thicker than any other business card. You can only hold about 2 in your wallet at a time. It's okay, you're only going to want to give 1 away a week because they're so valuable, right? This is to push your credibility up. If you put a 12,500 rand business card on a table, I promise you, no matter who's there, you can have the CEO of Anglo American, the CEO of Eskom, the president, and the CEO of Microsoft. Your business card is 50 times more expensive than all of them put together. Speaks to credibility. These are tools to help you. Rank 9, this is a recurring reward. This happens every single year. When you get to rank 9, we will take you and your family business class flights to our international conference every single year. 7 days away, 5-star luxury resort. You leave your wallet at home, you'll forget you even had credit cards. Everything is paid for on this trip. It's beyond 5-star. So take a look at what happened in December. We documented our trip for you so you could believe us.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
That's on the table. You can get there in 6 months, you can get there in 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. We never reset you to zero. You keep building on in this business. At rank 11, we spent R250,000 buying our wealth engineers a brand new car. No T's and C's, no give it back after 6 months, no sharing it with another wealth engineer. When you get to rank 11, R250,000 is for you for a new car. We put it in your name, we buy it cash, it is yours. That's at rank 11. The program goes up to rank 28. What happens at rank 28 if you're getting a car at rank 11? Do you believe me or you don't believe me? Start at rank 1. Get excited about the 55 Rand because the people at rank 1 are doing exactly the same thing as the people at rank 14, 20, 28. If you can prove to yourself that you can get to rank 1, you can get to any rank. Guys, I remind you, For 2018, you get to decide what this year is going to mean for you. You can treat this business like a hobby, like a New Year's resolution, or you can take it seriously with all the belief in yourself and in this business and see where it takes you. I will support you every single step along the way. Our business is geared to support you, but you have to push into the support. I can't drag you, right? It is your decision. I wish you the best of luck. Make this weekend count. We've got Tell All Tuesday on Tuesday, which is very effective for people in this business. Have a wonderful weekend, an even better year. If you have any questions, come speak to me. Thank you.